Okay, y'all, let's just go ahead and finish this old messy season off. I am your girl, Talisa Rae. What's up? How you doing? Ray of Sunshines. We are reviewing Ready to Love Season 2, Part 2 of the reunion. Honey, and then they remind us as soon as the show starts of the shit show between Mario, Tandy, and Reva. I mean, they're reminding us of when the better woman won. You know, all that bullshit from last week. Listen, so after we relive the moment of you motherfuckers are trashy, you know, may the best woman won, yet me and Reva are together, they take a break. And we see the fellas in the green room. And it's a trip watching them side with Mario. Like, it's a dating show. This is what it was about. This is the journey. He found love. You know, he had two great options. That's Carrie. And then I'm just listening like, so you guys are okay with the way things played out? I'm so glad that London came in and was like, you know what, that ain't right. It's just not right. Because it's not the fact that it was a journey and we were dating. It's the fact that they just broke up 2 weeks ago. It's the fact that he pretty much went behind her back and dated Reva. It's pretty much that they were blindsided. It was real. Somebody asked down below in the comments, do we think that, you know, it's reality TV and it, you know, was a stage? Yes, I've been on a couple reality TV shows myself, not like this, but very small. And yes, part of it is staged. Part of it is you have to keep repeating stuff. But those reactions were honest reactions. And Jimmy had the nerve to say some shit like she earned it by bowing out gracefully. She earned what? She earned what? What was the prize? What did she get? Except for now a bunch of humiliation, now some second guessing. Cause I mean, as strong and as confident as she is in her, or was as in her response back then, she still had to have some doubts about the way she went about doing it. The way she went about doing it is dirty. Like I said, he could have chose Reva from jump. He could have made that decision before, but to wait until after the show was over, after you made me feel like we had something going for about 3 months, break up with me and then instantly go find Reva. Let me just keep going so we all can be on the same page. We see Aiyesha comforting Tandy in the green room, and Aiyesha tells her she always gonna be number 2. You number 2, no matter whatever way you look at it, you are number 2. At least that's how it appears. But the way Mario made it sound was that she was always number 1. But hold on, again, I'm getting beside myself. And Tandy's absolutely right when she said karma's gonna get them. It is. You know, I don't wish anything bad up on them, but the fact of the matter is the way they went about it was really dirty, and that is some shit that they really should be seeking forgiveness for, from whatever God, talking to their ancestors, to spirit, to whomever, seeking forgiveness and solace for the way they went about doing this. Like, I mean, y'all can disagree with that down below in the comments. One of y'all is vehemently upset that everybody is, you know, siding with Tandy. Like, okay, girl. When, like, they go back on stage, you see Reva and Mario sitting together, and she says something like, we're living in our truth and we're happy. Okay, living your truth. You living in your truth that you got, both are very shisty. That you both are very conniving and sneaky. Like, that's not living in your truth. Your truth would have been that you would have advised her beforehand. Your truth would have been that Mario wouldn't have wasted her time, you know, and made her feel like she was something. One of y'all said he chose Tandy because he knew that he would make it to the end with her for notoriety. It's a possible thing. So when they get back together, all of that still ain't got back to when they're together. When they get back together, Tommy says, you got some explaining to do about what happened. And he was like, you know, I guess I can't even remember what he said. Some shit about it wasn't that it was a couple days after the breakup that he reached out to her, that he couldn't get her off of his mind. Some bullshit that you know, she was always the one, okay? Like, that's pretty much how I sum that up. And then we saw Reva say that they had no communication at all up until the point that he called her. And when he called her, that the chemistry was with her and was always there, and that I guess he made the wrong choice and she believed it. Like, because when they turned around and said that they went on a trip to Cancun, I just had to be like, hold up, they don't love you like I love you. Slow down. Like, wait a minute. Wait one fucking minute. So you contacted Reva a couple days after y'all broke up, which was 2 weeks before the reunion show was taped, okay? Not only that, you went to Cancun immediately. Okay, listen. I know Cancun isn't that far from California. Cancun is just a good weekend trip. But my God, you wasted no fucking time. And then she was like, who paid for that trip? And kind of laughed or whatever. But made me think, okay, well, Tanya, did you pay for the trip? Did what? Huh? Who paid for your trip? Like, that's how it made me feel. But I imagine that he must have paid for both of the trips, y'all. Somebody let me know something down below in the comments. Let me know what you think about that. And I'm with Tandy, like, wholeheartedly. If your heart was not in it, we just broke up 2 weeks ago. If your heart was not in it, why could you tell me so? If your heart wasn't in it, I'd have been gone long ago. Y'all know I can't sing, but that's a song. And it might not even be the right words. But the fact of the matter is, if you were not in this, then why string me along? If you felt like there was a mistake being made, you should have pleaded with her. Because, listen, I'm with Tandy. I respect you more not wasting my time and letting me know that, you know what, my connection with Reva is stronger. You know, and she's right. He should have had more respect for her. When she said, you should have had more respect for me. And she wasn't talking about just him getting with her, but the fact that she was sideswiped and that she didn't know. Tommy gave Tandy the final say-so. Let her say her final piece. And the most I got out of it was, the way you get them is the way you gonna lose them. So that whole sneaky backhand underhanded shit you did, Reva, pretty much she's saying that's gonna happen to you if you didn't catch that, if you didn't understand. He gonna do, when he leaves you, he's gonna do that same dirty dog ass shit. Leave you and move to the next chick just that fast. You know, and Reva hollered, I don't owe you shit. It ain't about you owing me anything. And she's right. Reva doesn't owe Tandy anything, because Reva did not value their relationship as quote unquote friends or associates or whatever. She didn't have any code. The person that owed her something was Mario, because that's the one that she was screwing. That's the one that she had the brief relationship with. That's the one that she was vested in. That's the one she was hopeful for. Mario did make mention that I guess they had, you know, some arguments or whatever, because, you know, Tandy might be a bit hot-headed, you know. Let me not even say hot-headed, passionate about certain things, and it's not going to just bow down and back up. Where Reva, on the other hand, seems like she will just gracefully bow out and later on speak her piece. This is like really just a whole horrible situation for Tandy and for Reva. It makes Reva look like a snake, underhanded bitch, and it humiliates Tandy. All the while, the man pounding him for being able to choose his number 2 or number 1 choice. I don't know, y'all. Like, I'm uncomfortable with it. But now that that's over, I don't want to talk about them no more. I don't want to see no more lies about them. I don't want to see no more innuendos. I don't want no more posts, no more plies. I don't want to talk about them no more. Why? This is no longer important, okay? They are no longer a factor. Tandy is going to move on and find her somebody that is specifically for her. And listen, I wish Mario and Reva the best on whatever happens. Let's keep our eye open though, okay? Let's just look. Let's just see how far their relationship lasts. hopefully there's some longevity because they deserve one another. So really quick, they put Carrie and Reva together and they talk about the text message and the litmus test, and we already talked about it. I still feel the same way. Yes, it could have been misconstrued. Exactly what he said. What did he say? Intent versus impact. And he was quick to apologize for it then and took full responsibility now. And honestly, I'm hoping that Carrie is looking like, well, I dodged a bullet. I saved myself. Like, I'm really hoping that that's how he feels. I hate that they didn't talk about the Carrie Alexis relationship. I really would have liked to see that. I'm sure they talked about it, but cut it out. Maybe it wasn't a whole lot of nothing in it. Like, I'm really disappointed that we didn't get to see that, because I would have liked to hear his take on it, to see what she had to say. Then we revisit John, who was the first male booted off of the show. And we find out, he's the one that was celibate, had been celibate for 2 years and wasn't going to have sex again until he was married. The one that seemed a little weird, but I respected his choices as a man. There are not many men that will be celibate as such, okay? Even pastors is fucking. But longer story short, this dude then got married. Okay, he been married 4 weeks. He got married 4 weeks prior to the filming of the show. Okay, now listen. What? You had 5 doors open. You had some choices. Then why did you come on here to waste people's time? You do anything for clout. You didn't even make it far enough for no clout. So yeah, okay, that part. Now let's go on. Let's talk about the other hot topic. The hottest topic was supposed to be, as Tommy called them, the love square. Okay? I want to sing something. When love calls. That should have been for Reva and Mario. You better answer. You better answer. Don't let it slip away to your love. Y'all, I've been drinking. Yeah, I went and had some drinks, okay? Anyway, so the love square is Britt and Alexis, Divine and London. The reason it's a square is because each of them had been with the other's partner, etc., etc. He asked London and Divine, how are things? They were like, everything's okay. The biggest thing was it was scary after, so it was like, what next? What do we do now? And we had to recalibrate ourselves. And that was what London said. And London was like, and honestly, especially after seeing the kiss with Brent, you definitely needed to recalibrate. I wouldn't be a man if I didn't say I wasn't jealous, that I didn't feel something about that kiss. I mean, I'm glad he said that. That was transparent and open and honest. Even if that was the only thing that he was transparent about. When Tommy asked Brent and Alexis the same thing, they said that they are enjoying one another's company, that they too were going to take a trip. They were going to Miami, but Hurricane Dorian was there, so they couldn't, so they ended up having a staycation. I mean, y'all couldn't go to another little city, drive up the city or something and get a hotel, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing for me. Like, okay, staycation, but instead of being in Atlanta, you guys can go to, I don't know, what's a neighboring city? How far is Louisiana? How far is Texas? Like, y'all could have hopped in the car and did that. But that's just me. Staycation is cool. Whose house was y'all at? Or did y'all stay at a hotel? Yeah, exactly. Brent was saying that, we're building our foundation. And I'm glad that he said that. I'm glad that he wasn't like, oh yeah, we all into each other. That we're building our foundation. I think Brent really is like, I need to still keep my options open. Like, she's not really what I thought she was. But that's just me. Because at the end, he seemed a little more connected and in tune with her. Let me keep going. They showed us the clips of, like, the major clips of everything between the love square, right? They did this before Tommy asked the couples where they stood now. And it was hard for me to watch, especially the fight at the end between the two women. That was hard for me to relive, like, and I wasn't even there, and I wasn't the woman in it. Like, those were really hard things to swallow. And then I liked how they panned in on Alexis's face when they talked about if they asked you to choose someone today and London said, of course it would be you, her face was all twisted up because guess what? You found out that he lied to you about that. He lied. Ain't nothing you could do about it, and you went ahead and you went ahead and opened your mouth and believed what he said because you had a strong connection. Yeah, he said what was needed to be said at the time. I said that then, and I'm gonna say it now. Alexis, I believe, was the first one to start talking, and she talked about, I don't know shit. I don't know who it was. I'm gonna just be honest. I didn't write it down, but what I did write was that Divine had made a good point about being a ride or die. That she had to take inventory. She had a little bit of a come to Jesus moment and realized, you know what? I was saying he was my man and he wasn't. That we were really just in the exploratory stage. We were really just getting to know each other, and I had to take a step back and understand that he was dating other people and would build connections with other people. All right, Divine, if you say so, because you still was pressing him pretty hard all the way through until maybe like the cabin. At the cabin, you wasn't saying nothing. You wasn't doing all that. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. But nonetheless, she had said, you know, him saying to me that I was his ride or die had the connotation behind it of that he could go off and explore other things and that she would still be there. So I think the change happened, it wasn't the cabin, it was the date with Brent, which was the episode before the cabin. But nevertheless, it was a very good point. When a man thinks that you're his ride or die and he can count on you, that means I can go explore other things because she's going to be sitting there and she's going to be waiting. I mean, it could be that way. Y'all tell me what you think down below in the comments. But that resonated. It made a lot of sense to me. I don't ride or die with nobody, okay? I'm not. I'll ride in the car though. We ain't dying. I done been through my ride die stage at 40 something years old. Ride and die. No, I'm riding, casually cruising, Sunday afternoon drives, okay? Listen, let's take it nice and easy. I also like the point that London made about dating in the real world, because they were going back and forth about who was number one and who was number two. And like he said, in the real world, you would not tell a woman, oh, you're my number two. Like, that was a very valid point. He had time to think about it and consider it and mull through it. It was a very good point, because I said this in one of these other reviews that, hey, in the real world, you wouldn't even really know, especially as black women. Black men don't commit, remember? We wouldn't even know that he was dating other people. You know what I'm saying? We would know because we knew from our intuition, but not because they told us. 9 times out of 10, most men don't say, I'm seeing people, I'm dating. I like to make that clear up front. I'm dating several people, so there's no confusion. And when I'm not dating nobody, I'm not dating nobody. And if I'm dating somebody and I'm fucking one, you know what I'm saying? I don't tell them that I'm fucking one, but I'm just saying I'm dating several people. What else was I gonna say? Oh, it was something else that was in my spirit about this. So the fact that they were able to see, oh, he likes her, or he's building something with her, and I get to see where I stand, actually gives you as the woman the opportunity to be like, okay, I'm bowing out gracefully. Because I told y'all, when is a good time to bow out? If I was on Ready to Love, you guys would see me bow out probably the moment I feel like, oh, okay, I'm not making any genuine connections, I'm on my way out. I wouldn't wait until the end to bow out gracefully. Yeah, I got a little spot on my shirt. I didn't even realize that spot. I would have changed my sweatshirt. It's too late now. It's probably a little salsa or something. A little guacamole. Anyway, so I got a little beside myself. The wine bar. This is when they show the wine bar incident. And this is when it was visibly uncomfortable for everybody, including Brent. They did us a favor by showing the clip and then having Brent and Alexis and then Divine like kind of back and forth between the couples. We got an opportunity to see that Brent was uncomfortable with the fact that when Divine was like, here you are, should be focused on Brent, but you constantly talking about London. And it was like, yeah. Seriously though. Like he had a moment like, I mean, I seen it. It had to go through his head. I really wish they would have expounded more. Tommy did ask him, well, Brent, how do you feel? He was like, you know, it's hard. But after the tow truck incident, she did tell me, because I was calling and I was texting her, and she did immediately tell me that she had locked her keys in the tow truck, that London called the tow truck, and that he actually kissed her. Okay, so he's saying that she did share that information. So do you, I want to say, do you guys believe her at this particular moment? In this moment, before we go any further, did you believe her? I mean, it's hard for us to ask that since we know what comes next. I want to say, Tommy asked London, did you kiss her? And he said no. And she said, say it to me in my eyes. Look me in my eyes. And he said no. Listen, at this point, I'm like, any man that lies that easily with a straight face so easily, I mean, we've already discussed it. We already said that we thought he was lying, okay? Because I really feel like you got to be real batshit crazy to come up with some elaborate shit like this. And when Tommy asked Divine what she thought, and she said, well, coming off the heels of what the energy was on the rooftop, I just feel like it's not something that would have happened. Now, listen. I don't know how many of y'all have ever had a fight with your boo, your bae, your spouse, your whatever, your husband, your wife, whatever, and then after made up, and it was a very passionate session. Like, that's a thing. You can have really bad energy and then make up 10 minutes later if you got good chemistry. But listen, to Divine's offense, she is his ride or die. But baby, let me tell you, when Ashima goes to kind of validate what Alexis says, because Darren, Ashima, and Brent were waiting for Alexis at her house, at Ashima's house, and they say that Ashima says that Alexis rolled on up in there, honey, and quickly shared the story with everybody. I was like, yeah, I mean, it would have been too far-fetched to have been a lie. It would have, for me, it feels like it would have been too far-fetched. And you gonna just keep with the lie, or were you just in your car crying? Like, no, she had to get her car, whatever, with the tow truck, okay? And then she made her way there to them. At this point, London starts to talk about how he feels like Alexis is coming for his image. All right. Y'all tell me the image that he was talking about. But he talks about, his character, his, honesty and transparency and, that stuff. But I don't know. But y'all let me know down below in the comments how much of that you was with and you believed. And then told her, you know what, you need to just stay in your lane over there with Brent. Okay? Now, Tommy said, are you guys together? He said, asked him several times, and Alexis said, yes, we are together. Honey, I really at this point was like, I wish Christine would have stayed past day number 1. I really, really do. Because, honey, she with the shits and she asking the question. She said, well, are they together? Who gonna check me, boo? Are they together? Who's asking? Alexis is immediately jumping back. Who wants to know? And Christine all refined back there, me, because it wasn't established. I don't see it as established. Brent, are y'all together? The question directly pointed to Brent, and Brent is like, he says, we're dating, and she had said that they were together. Honey, Alexis was just made to look extremely foolish by saying that they are together, and she had to really backpedal, like rewind and shit what she was saying. She had to go back and say, yeah, no, we're dating. We're getting to know one another. I was like, child, ain't nothing like feeling foolish and looking foolish, because you wanna one up Divine and London. They ain't together either. They dating too. They ain't together either, because London don't want Divine. He keep hollering, take things at a slow pace. Divine, run. Okay, girl? Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. Tommy asked him, do you feel like you are in second place? Do you feel second? And he's like, no, I don't feel second. I told her from the beginning that she was my choice, that she was my number 1. And I needed to feel the same. And I'm going to say what I said the last time he said that shit. she might have been your number one, but you were not her number one. London was her number one, has been her number one. You were the fallback guy, and you should probably hurry up and get out of that relationship or whatever that thing is you have with Alexis. Well, we getting ready to go to the break, and she got her hand. She was like, "We'll talk later." I mean, what we gonna talk about? The fact that we dating, the fact that we not together, like it's been established. What is it that you want to have a conversation about? Oh, about the way you were going back and forth. Like, is this the first time he gets to see y'all going back and forth? Like, hello, over London and not Brent. That your mind wasn't on Brent, that you was finna walk away from the show and forget all about Brent. Is that what you're gonna have a conversation about, girl? Tell me, girl, honey, because I want to know with my nosy ass. What are y'all gonna talk about? Well, at the water cooler, Kimber is checking on Brent and asking, "Are you okay?" And he's all like, "Okay, but I gotta take it for what it is and focus on what happens after this. Focus on what's happening after this. What's happening, Brent? Tell me what you gonna do? Is you finna go through with this? What? Are you gonna keep dating and find until you find someone who matches you?" Then you got Divine and Alexis over there having a sisterly, friendly moment, talking about, "I'm glad that we can be respectful of one another and be classy." But that wasn't what it was when y'all was in the wine bar. Honey, say what it is. But see, the thing is, Alexis can't act no fool in front of Brent over London, because that means you're still vested in that relationship. So then we go to Aiyesha. And they talk about Aiyesha being aggressive, that's why she got put off the show, because she was aggressive, etc., etc. And I'm glad that Brent owned up to it and said, "You know what, she wasn't aggressive. She was just going after what she wanted, and I wasn't reciprocating fast enough." She only went after two of them, that's what she said. First I talked to Brent, then I went over to Mario, because Mike was gone. And baby, I'm so glad that they let her go, that she got voted off the island. I'm so glad that she reached out to Mike, because my little heart was warm. Look, I'm a little crazy. I got a little tear, because I really like genuine connections, and he really digs her. They showed us some never before seen footage of Mike and Aiyesha, and they were the cutest together. And she said, "If I get voted off, you coming too?" He said, "Yes." I want somebody to feel that way about me. Like, I mean, it's been a minute. God rest my husband's soul. But I'm just saying, like, he really digs her to the point where he was like, "I love this woman. We are dating strong. I love this woman. She hangs out with my daughter. I hang out with her daughter." And he said that when she got voted off the island, and she called him, and her name popped up, and he was like, "You just keep blessing me, God." Listen. It is the best feeling to know that somebody is really into you the way that Mike is into Aiyesha. And he said some shit like, you can tell when the woman has been through something. And I know that you can see it, you can feel it. And I know that if I was in a fight, that she would hop on their back and be scratching their eyes out. And I just really like their connection. I really kind of low-key feel like maybe he's more into her than she is to him. I don't know, because they ain't show us enough. Like, I want more of their relationship. Can we get them on a little spin-off? Like, what happened after what happens after Ready to Love? At least a week or 2 weeks of an episode like that. That would be really nice. Whew, we have come to an end of the show, because now Tommy is just like, okay, let's go through our couples and see, you know, what lies ahead of them for them next. And Ashima and Darren's all like sunny and warm weather. Okay, what does that mean? Like, I really wanted him to expound on them trying to build something together. That would have been nice. I don't know, for me to hear. Okay, it would have been nice for me to hear him say, we are building things and getting to know each other. You know, something like of that, in that effect. Divine in London, we're gonna go at our own pace. Well, what pace is that, London? None, slow, snail's pace. Honey, I saw a slug on my porch after the rain, and I was like, ooh, this thing is moving slow, but it's too squishy for me to step on. At a snail's pace, slow as molasses. I don't know. Like I said, Divine needs to go ahead and check out, because at your own pace, when a man really wants to be with you, it is expedited. It moves expeditiously. It goes very quickly. I told y'all, I met my husband one July and we were married the next July. I'm just saying, and that ain't that fast for a lot of people, but it is fast for a lot of other people. Let me keep going. Brent and Alexis, we're just going to live in the moment and see what happens. Now, he's a little more interactive with her. She's leaning on him more now, because during that whole Foursquare thing, he was not. There was no touching from him, but there was from her. And likewise with Divine in London, touching from her, but none from London. Like, body language tells you a lot about a person and about a connection between two people. Mario and Reva. Now, under normal circumstances, what the two of them said would have been nice, but I don't give a damn, because it was kind of just nasty and backhanded. So I can't even remember. That's how much I cared about them. We need to just go ahead and move it along. So then he was like, okay, what about our bonus, our surprise couple, Mike and Aiyesha? And the one thing she said was, because he was like, tell him, boo. The one thing I know that she said was that he makes me feel safe. Now remember, she was the one that was in the abusive relationship that had to pick up her children and move. Okay? Abusive. Pick up your children and move. And this man makes her feel safe. Like, that's a big thing for women that have had some sort of trauma in their life. Like, I like to feel safe with my partner. I think that's one of the biggest things for me. I want to feel like I'm protected and that I don't have to be the protector. He went on to say that, talked about Jimmy and Kimber. Oh, you know, she cute. And then, of course, you got Terrell and Nina, who, I don't know, are they really gonna date? He didn't really seem like he was that interested in Nina, but shame on him. But that ends the reunion episode. That ends our entire season 2 of Ready to Love. Y'all let me know down below in the comments what you think about this part 2 of the reunion episode. Specifically the Foursquare situation. That whole Reva and Mario going to Cancun. They only been broke up for 2 weeks. I love the whole Aiyesha and Mike thing. Like, y'all let me know down below in the comments. Lastly, I'm not sure if you guys watch Married at First Sight, but the new season is starting on Wednesday, January 1st. Honey, we are going to review it. I love Married at First Sight. I get to use my relationship coach shit. I get to give insight on my thoughts on relationships a lot more than I do here. So, or intimate relationships, let me say that. So if you watch that show, come on back and watch the reviews for Married at First Sight, because I was just thinking, like, what's next for us? I am your girl, Talisa Rae. Thank you so much for watching my review of Ready to Love Season 2, the Part 2 of the reunion. If it's your first time visiting my channel, please click the subscribe button. Become a ray of sunshine. You're already there, so you should click the notification bell so you're alerted of the videos I upload when we go forward. Lastly, because you like me and I will know it's real, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Hugs and kisses and lots of love. I'll catch you on the next review.